I'm Lee Hovnanian, and this is my show, Plastic Perfect.
And how did you come up with that title?
My phone, my smartphone. They are saying that in the future that we're just going to have these 3D printers in our house and we're going to just basically be able to print anything we want. And I thought, well, what's the craziest thing one could print? And I thought, well, maybe a baby would be pretty crazy, that maybe you order your perfect baby and it all of a sudden gets sent to you virtually and you print your baby up. I like interactivity. I like people to come into something and say, oh, what is this? Oh, I can touch it, because so often you can't touch things.
Oh my God.
I actually was printing babies here during the show, which was fascinating because a lot of people have not seen 3D printers. 3/4 way into the show, I came in here in the morning and this is what I found. As you can see, the hand and the feet are coming out of the head now, and the head is askew, and this area here, which was an arm, it's pretty crazy. You know, technology can make mistakes.
Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes. They're big frosted flakes of corn that say the best to you each morning from Kellogg.
I relate the addiction to the phone to the cereal. It was, sold down to our parents and our grandparents that it's a great thing, it saves time, it's a lot of fun, and it's good for your children. I found an old ad from the 1930s that said it almost like it was a vitamin to give your child sugar, and said to start off their day with lots of energy. And I wasn't allowed to have this when I was growing up, so I would go to my friend's house and say, "Oh, do you have Lucky Charms?" And I could sit there in front of the television and eat like 3 bowls, and not even known I'd eaten 3 bowls of puff cereal. So the reason I relate it to this is because when I got my first smartphone, it said that it'll save me time when I'm on the go, and emails will save time. It's so much fun, and it is all of that, but it is addictive too.
Something about it. In fact, we now have generations of kids that have become obese and diabetic because they ate this stuff which was loaded with mutant kinds of sugars, etc.
So I don't leave home without this phone, and I don't even know I'm picking it up. Just like I can spend 3 hours eating, being on the cell phone, or I could eat 3 bowls of cereal. It's very similar in some ways, because maybe it's not so good to be on this for 3 hours straight and not see who I'm talking to. I'm not saying that this is negative. I mean, technology is fantastic. I'm stopping and looking at how technology affects me and how it affects our relationships with others.
Joey, you got the Joey. The Joey is a Tony Award-winning masterpiece. Although the Joey dedicates the majority of every month to theater, the Joey also fuels a passion for
So the Alex was
athleticism.
the youngest recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize for images captured and works published during a career with National Geographic. When people have children, you just hope for the best for them, and we don't know what we're really going to get.
The Morgan will be the Marshall Fields Medal recipient of 2028. As an animal lover,
Having the choice of having exactly what you want is so tempting.
as mandatory curriculum across education systems worldwide. The Kyle will then receive the James Beard Foundation Award for Excellence in Cuisine. The Kyle is available in the height, weight, eye color, hair color, and skin color.
Kyle, you more successful than me.
You definitely don't want to have those terrible traits that you have, but then you're thinking, oh, but what about the traits that maybe I really want the child to have? So you can see that that can be very wonderful thing. It's like having the perfect, the perfect car or whatever. I mean, it's a commodification. And then, but on the other hand, who does that perfect child marry?
Isn't it romantic? Music in the night, a dream that can be heard. Isn't it romantic? Moving shadows write the oldest magic word. Ah, hear the breezes playing in the trees above.
This is what is happening all around the world, basically. I mean, it's the first thing people pick up in the morning, and it's the first thing they put to bed. There's an old piece of technology in this room. It's a rotary phone, which also changed our world in many ways. And when you pick up the phone, there's an old song, a romantic song on it. And in the song, they actually talk about profile, which means something very different now.
I'm not afraid of my own, yet never doubt, dear. I can't forget you. I've thought you out, dear. I know your profile, and I know the way you kiss. Just the thing I miss on a night like this.
I only have one phone so that when the person picks up the phone, if you're with somebody else, you're sort of saying, what are they listening to? Because isn't that the way it is when you see a friend and they've got something funny on their phone, you want to know what they're listening to or looking at.
Is this the future of relationships or something like that?
Present.
Well, great till the battery runs down.
You have to look carefully at this film because at some point, twice, there is a mouse running through the bed. You don't always notice it because you're looking at other things. They say that it's hard to concentrate on lots of different things. Maybe the next generation that's grown up on these iPads and iPhones will be different. I mean, time will tell. So the mouse is prevalent because the mouse represents technology, and technology is in the bed. This is called Poor Teddy. What is our new teddy bear? Anytime you're feeling a little bit insecure, we pull out our phone and just come back to it because it gives us everything we want. You know, a little lift. If you offer a child a teddy bear, or if you offer a child an iPad, 9 times out of 10 they prefer the iPad. I did it yesterday. I happened to be here and there was a child and he asked me about it. And I said, so what would you rather have? Would you rather have a teddy bear or would you rather have an iPad? And he thought for a second, he said, an iPad. They're like the new teddy bears or iPads. So the poor teddy is a sarcophagus of the poor teddy that we have here, sort of like in ancient times, to represent the poor teddy that we knew.
Can we squeeze in just a smidge? Awesome. Golden. Okay.
So you can see other people that picked the Alex. Here's some other big people that picked the Alex. And somebody else that picked the Alex. Another person. So you know the myth of Narcissus, where he looks at himself in his own reflection and he doesn't even hear echo calling to him. Sometimes I'm on my phone and somebody will say, Rachel, Rachel, but I'm so sucked into it, I have no idea that somebody's calling out to me. So the narcissist is my emblem. I look at narcissistic behavior, and including my own, and I don't even know that I'm picking up my phone. It's like if I get a text, I have to look at it right then. It's like, why is that I feel that way? I feel that now, with the technology being almost like our nose. I mean, basically my phone is like a part of my brain. Every time you swipe your credit card, they're data mining us. Every time you go on your computer, they're data mining us. Technology is a wonderful thing. Thing about these white mice, the reason I use them is because they are lab mice. But originally they were albino mice. And through genetic engineering, we've been able to produce billions of them, which is great because we do sort of test things on them. But they are a product of technology. Well, these are hand done, organic. The mice are all 3D printed through a computer. So you come into the scene and you see all this mounds of Cheerios that's piled up. And the parents aren't present. The baby's in its high chair by itself. The mouse is eating out of the refrigerator, and it's gotten very large. So you saw that couple's in bed with their devices. Maybe they're ordering their perfect baby. This baby could be the perfect baby. And so what is the baby doing? The baby's on its iPad. So the parents are on their devices, the baby's on its device, and the mouse, the technological mouse, is big. It's in our lives, and it has the freedom to eat away. So interestingly enough about this child, so I met the parent, and the parent said, oh, my child, it's so true. My child's first 3 words were mama, dad, iPad. And I said, oh, can I borrow your child? The child, for an hour, never looked up when I filmed it. The whole time. They're gonna be a generation that doesn't know what it's like not to be connected. So often people prefer to text because it's so much quicker because we're such busy people. They prefer texting over phone calls. And so on the outside I have those acronyms. We are now getting to a point where we're speaking in acronyms.
Are you scared by the brave new world?
Well, I mean, everybody that I know, we're always scared of that. And that's why sometimes we reject things that we don't know. But who knows what the future is going to be.